You might remember her voice on the soundtrack for School Daze. With Pieces of a Dream, Miss Portia Griffin sang, We've Already Said Goodbye. We've got her right here with us tonight. Help me welcome Portia G.
You'll never know, baby. You'll never know. You'll never know, baby. You'll never know. Baby's got a way of already knowing what he's gonna have to do without me. But if I could, I'd make it all good so he never ever have to doubt me. I want him to be mine. I want him for all time. Our destiny is in our chemistry. The God we serve, the air we breathe, this life that we've been given. It's a gift, but you'll never know, baby. You'll never know. You'll never know, baby. You'll never know. There will come a day when you'll be into showing me the way you feel about me. But if you would just make it understood, then you never have to be without me. I want you to be mine. I want you for all time. Our destiny is in our chemistry. The God we serve, the air we breathe, this life that we've been given.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us for this very special edition of Radar Radio. It's your boy with the Mike Lee Show, and we've got the one and only one of my, I know I sit up and I say this a lot about my favorite singers. Of course, with our culture, we have so many great, phenomenal singers. And so this singer is special to me because back a few, so many years
1988.
ago. Yeah, you know what, I want to say I moved to California in 1989. It was 1990. I met Raymond around 91.
Okay.
And of course, I had heard the soundtrack several times and been introduced to all this, stuff. But Raymond, and I think Raymond and you were on the phone or doing something, and he was like, this is Portia, blah, blah. And I was like, who is Portia? He was like, hold on. And he just put you on speakerphone, and y'all were just going on and on.
My God.
This is when he lived in Ventura, and I'm sure you've been there.
Okay.
At the house, by the pool.
Yes,
right from the living room. Right from the living room.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah, baby, that's it. And y'all were just going on and talking. And he says, do you know Portia? And I said, no. He and I were recording and doing some stuff for his Acts of Love album and some of the other stuff that he had been working on.
I was on one or two of those.
Yes, you were, baby. Yes.
Raymond and I go all the way back to Jeffrey Osborne.
Jeffrey Osborne. Yes.
TV.
Yes. So that's where you guys met, right?
That's exactly where we met. Yep,
Wow. So he was Jeffrey Osborne's musical director.
exactly.
Wow, and that's how you met. That's phenomenal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even say her name yet. This is the fabulous, wonderful. She has been sought after and worked with so many artists in this industry, but I remember her the most from this incredible movie that we all know, School Days. We're celebrating School Days right now, but we're going to be talking more about the projects that she's doing, her new album. She's been with the Sweet Inspirations. This woman has sang with everybody from George Duke, Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, Donnie, Angie Stone, Christopher Cross, Natalie Cole, Paul
Look at
Jackson,
you!
Kenny G, Teddy Pendergrass, Aretha Franklin, and even LaRue.
Awesome.
But this song, we've only said goodbye before we said hello. It's the very last song on the School Days soundtrack. And
Turn that sucker off.
turn that sucker off. Yes. I have loved your voice for years and years and years and met you through Raymond Jones, and you have always been special to me and special to us because everybody that I know, Portia, who has heard that song, loves your rendition and your vocals. And with Pieces of a Dream and Raymond,
Oh my God.
and what a
Branford on the side.
yeah, man! You guys
It
put
was,
together
it
a
was
work
a
of art.
dream. It was a dream session. Raymond called me like at the last minute, and it's really weird because I've been hearing all the things about School Days and maybe I could get in on something, and I didn't know anyone that was doing anything. And then Raymond called me out the blue and said, "I need you to do this song." And then he explained. I said, "You got to be kidding me."
Hmm.
He said, "No, you gonna do this song. Come up here and listen to it." And I came up there and listened to it. And I think maybe in 2 days later, we went and recorded it.
Your vocal on that song is the most unique vocal performance in the studio. Honestly, I'm just telling you like it is that I've ever heard. No one could duplicate that vocal. Your vocals sound so incredible because you're singing and dancing and doing all these things with your vocals. And at the end, you
Things
just,
I never knew I could do.
the performance.
Raymond and
is
his
spectacular.
writing. But when
Yeah.
I heard that track, it's like you say to yourself, "Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
is this gonna be the one where I'm gonna have to say, excuse me, I'm not sure." And Raymond said, "No, you got this." He said, you know what he said to me? All
What?
I want you to do is articulate, and that's what I did.
And that's what you did. He was big on that. He really was. God rest our friend's soul. He was incredible human
He
being.
said the soul of it will be in your articulation. And I said, "Okay, all right, let's go."
You guys, it was a work of art. It was a work of art. So I want to say to you, thank you for your contribution to
Thank
School
you.
Days. It was a fabulous movie, but as they say, save the best for last. It's the last song on the track, and it is one of the
Yes.
most powerful songs.
And
I play it at my radio station when we get ready to end the show.
okay.
Yes,
Oh,
I play it
that's
at the
a
very
blessing.
end. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that is a blessing. It's funny because what happened. I'll tell you the story behind
Please.
Turn That Sucker Off.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm singing the song. I didn't plan anything that I was singing other than the words. The feeling came while I was there doing it. And then this note came out of God's heaven, and it shocked me. And so Raymond and the other guys were in the control room, and Raymond stood up after I hit that note. Raymond stood up and said, keep going. And I'm thinking to myself, there's nowhere else to go. Okay? And so I said, turn that sucker off. And I was so shocked that Spike Lee kept that. I guess it just made, sense with the movie.
It was amazing. It was amazing. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I wanted everybody to just know who you were from the beginning, that Portia didn't just get here overnight. This is not her first time at the rodeo. Portia's been singing for years and is a professional and has worked with everybody over the industry. So when I think about when they did the 20 thing from Stardom, you should have been in that. You should have been in that because you
I
worked.
wasn't even, I don't think I was even in LA at that time anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So that, but
But
my girls, the Sweet Inspirations, they, I mean, you know, they didn't have no interviews, but you know, they had to put them in there because they paved the way for a lot of people
sure
as
did.
well.
They sure did. They sure did.
And
And
I
so
think it was a beautiful film.
it was a beautiful film because I've been in the music and I just know so many singers. I've missed a lot of people that I would have loved to have been in it, and I would love for them to do a part two and go on to capture some of our other R&B artists who sang on the back, on the background of some of the people who've done this. So tell us about this your brand new project. You've got a project out called Portia Faces Life.
Yes.
That's your new album. It was released in January. Tell us about that.
Well, we worked on it. My producer's name is Makoto Horauchi.
Okay.
He's Japanese American. He lives in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
He's also the owner of Cool Tone Records there, and that's the label I'm affiliated with.
Okay.
He called me out of the blue. I had worked with him maybe in 1985 or 86 on his album because he's a guitar player, and he was on Quest Records.
Gotcha. Okay.
So fast forward 35 years later, I'm living in Florida now. He calls me out the blue. How he got my number, I don't know, but God will provide.
Right.
And he says, "Hey, sis, how are you?" And, we're catching him. He said, "So what are you doing? Are you writing?" And that's all I do outside of singing. I write and I have these melodies and these phrases and whatever that come to me, and I just record them because I'm not a musician.
Right.
So, but I know that if a melody sticks with me, it wants to do something. So I put him down.
You're coming to life, right?
Yes, some kind of way. And he says, "Well, I have this artist on my new label. Her name is Sybil Thomas, and I'd like for you to maybe co-write something with me for her." I said, "You talking about Sybil Thomas, whose daddy is Rufus Thomas?" Mm-hmm. He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I'm in." Right. So he comes to Florida. And he was here for 4 days, stayed at a B&B, and we wrote in the B&B, those 4 days, we wrote 4 songs.
Wow.
Accepted 3 of them.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so he's now back in San Francisco. About 2 weeks later, he calls me, he said, "So I'm gonna need you to come to San Francisco because we did the songs there, but I wanna use my whole studio."
Right.
And I'm thinking he was saying he want to use his whole studio to do some more songs for Sybil. But when I get there, he says, "No, this is for you."
Oh, and wow.
It was 4 years ago, and it's on and popping now. We done wrote 7 songs, then it goes up to 11.
Wow. That's incredible. And so your single, you've got a brand new single out right now called You'll Never Know. Yes. That's the single out. Tell us about this single and the incredible video that we're going to be showing in this show.
Ooh, You'll Never Know is a song. It's about me trying to explain to man, not just one man, just mankind, that, women want to stand behind you and lift you up. But if you don't accept that, you'll never know.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we have to let you know that we're ready to do this. We were in that Garden of Eden together.
Right, right. Yeah.
This life will be better if we do it together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's how that all came about. And that one song kind of tells the story about the whole Portia facing life, the dream of love.
Wow, that's beautiful. So is this your first single off that album?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Now, I got the privy to see this incredible video today that you sent me. That's out on YouTube. We're going to be playing this video in the show as well as a song. Tell us about the making of this video, who shot it, and how it came about.
Okay, so it was shot in San Francisco, and there was. Makoto was real good friends with a lady that owns an art studio, art school. And they heard the song and they thought, well, let's do this as a project. Then they heard a couple of more songs and they said, let's do 3 videos for her as a project for the school to get grades in. The director's name is Alexander Lim, and he is fantastic. He did the first 2 videos, and then there's another guy that did the 3rd video. His name is Eduardo Maya, I think. It's like, wow. Yeah. Wow. And each video has its own look and feel. But the colors and man, it's like a dream sequence or something. It is.
I saw the video and the colors were incredible.
And the locations that Makoto picked there in San Francisco, it was like, it looked like I was in Greece somewhere. Right. I felt like the queen talking to her king. Yeah. And the main king is God.
Wow.
Okay.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So let everybody know, Portia G. The album is about with Portia, as your name, Portia G. Tell everybody how you got in the business and how you got started. You work with so many incredible people. How did this all come into your life?
I was in Los Angeles and I was attending service at Maranatha Church. And a friend of mine named Sonny Van Ross Redding introduced me to a young lady named Lynn Davis. And we were sitting there singing and praising, and she looked at me after, so she said, "Girl, you can really sing." And I was like, "Sister, you can sing too." She said, "What you doing Tuesday?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "How about we do a session? Have you ever done a session?" I was like, "No, ma'am." She said, "We're gonna do a session." She said, "Get this, the session is going to be for the soundtrack for Richard Pryor's movie, Some Kind of Hero. Jeffrey Osborne's going to be singing the lead, and me, you, and him going to be doing the backgrounds." I said, "I'm there. Thank you, Jesus."
Wow.
I'm there. And that's how it started.
And did you know Jeffrey Osborne? Like, did you know of him?
I did. I knew of him.
But you didn't know him.
I had never met him until we did that session that upcoming Tuesday, and we've been tight like glue ever since.
Wow. And you went on to work with his
who Lynn Davis is, right?
Yes. Because when you said Lynn Davis, I was like, Lynn Davis.
Yes. She worked with George Duke and Jeffrey and billions of other people. Yes. And we've been best friends for all those years. And that was in 1982.
Wow.
And I was 4.5 months pregnant.
Wow.
So that's how God blessed me with that. And I was able to sing through the whole pregnancy. Wow. And God knows it was amazing because I was already doing the deep breathing thing. So my delivery was all of 45 minutes. I was like, "Come on now, Jesus, come on." Yeah.
Had all kind of favor from God, right?
Oh my God. So I had to stay in that favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I had prayed on this and wanted this for so long, but I didn't know how. I knew that I wanted to work with as many people as I admired that I could. And that was the opening door right there when Lynn came through and she pulled me in.
Pull you in.
Went from one session to another. We was all over LA singing night and day.
And then you would go on to work with Jeffrey Osborne for what, 18 years?
At least 18 years. And then there was then I left to it was like somewhere in there from 82 to 2001. It was strictly Jeffrey, but in 94 I joined the Sweets.
Gotcha.
So in 2001 I had to make a decision of which way to go because the Sweets were really starting to do, they had, when they put me back in the group in 94,
it picked up.
They were starting to take off again. Yeah. So I had to make a decision. And Jeffrey said, "Girl, go make that money."
Yeah.
He said, "Go ahead." He said, "You've been here. You going to be here. If I call you, you better answer." Right. And I did. And I did because in 2011 and 13, I would, he called me back to do some gigs, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I had never left. It was awesome.
Wow, wow.
So,
What was it like? What was it like to join the Sweet Inspirations? This was a group that's Whitney Houston's mother was the lead.
yes.
So now you're in this group that's already famous.
When I was 17, I used to sit up in my bedroom, okay? And I would be playing 45s.
Only God.
Because I didn't, and because they were 45s of Aretha Franklin. And those were the ladies that were doing the backgrounds. All I know is I needed to learn how to do all them notes. I didn't have no particular note I wanted. I wanted them all. So my mother got me 2 tape recorders.
Mm-hmm.
And I would flip that cassette and do the first note, do the second note, do the third note, and then do the lead. And she's like, that's crazy, when you could just listen to the record. I was like, no, that's not what it's about.
Right.
Something else is going to happen with this. You know, I got kicked out of a local group because I wanted to learn the parts. They're like, well, we just want you to sing the top. I said, well, I don't want to just sing the top.
I want to learn them all.
What if you get hoarse? You be glad if I know the top and the bottom and the middle.
Right.
Okay.
Wow. So you've always been,
them, but I didn't know that they had sang with Elvis. Like I said, I only had 45s. I didn't have the albums yet. And then you fast forward to 94, I'm working with Myrna Smith on a bunch of sessions there in LA. And we driving home, you know, we didn't live too far from each other. And she says to me, I'm thinking about getting my group back together. So I go, what group? She says, the Sweet Inspirations. I like, shut up, lying. And she said, no, seriously. She said, we had stopped working for about maybe close to 7 years now, and I think we should get back together, and I think you would be a good addition. So she said, stop by the house. So I stopped by her house before she took me home. She said, I'm going to call Estelle and Sylvia on a 3-way. And I want you to sing the lead to Bridge Over Troubled Water. And we're going to see how it sounds if we back you up. And I'm like, shut up.
You're like, uh-oh.
Okay.
It's about to go down.
It was on and popping right there. They were like, yes, that's the voice. So I wasn't going to argue. I was not going to argue because I had studied them without knowing why.
Wow. God had already prepared you for the move.
Yes. And then come to find out they opened up Elvis Presley's shows for 9 years. And this is how we got back in the door when they started back up. We started doing that Elvis was on a 20-foot screen. And all the people, with the exception of me and one other male singer on the stage, were singing live to him.
Wow.
Linked to the drummer's track. And we put that around the world about 8 times.
Wow.
I'm celebrating 26 years with them October 25th.
Amazing. So even with your solo project, you guys are still together doing work together.
Absolutely. The only thing that has stopped us right now
is COVID.
Yeah. Because our last gig was March 11th.
Yeah, because I'll tell the audience this. I had reached out to you to get an interview before, but you guys were busy. Yeah. You said yes, but I looked at your schedule. I was like, wow, they're going to be busy. I don't know if I should even bother her right now. So I said, you know what? I already know I'm going to interview her. I did. I said, you know what? I'm going to interview her. I just got to reach her at the right time. Isn't it
amazing how that went down all today like this? I love it.
Because today I saw a Spike put up something about the 30. I put it on my Instagram. 31 years. And when I put it up, I put it up on my Instagram. And when I put it up, it was just like this. I put it up and I went, Portia.
And I was right there online, waiting to get that call.
You hit me.
Let's do it today.
You hit me back real quick. And the last time, it took you a while to hit me back because you were busy. You know, and I
'Cause
knew.
I didn't go. I usually did go at that time. I wasn't going on Messenger a lot because it has a lot of viruses.
Yeah, yeah.
But now I know to check.
To check it.
So
Yeah, yeah,
please check.
yeah. Now, who you told us about how you got into the business. We covered the Spike Lee stuff. We covered the Raymond stuff. As a kid growing up, where did you grow up?
I grew up between Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's
Uh-huh.
what I call my hometown.
Okay.
But I was born in the Bronx.
Gotcha.
But I left there at what, like 12 days old.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I also grew up in Williamson, West Virginia, where my grandma lived.
Wow. Okay.
And then also I grew up from the 3rd grade to the 6th grade in Los Angeles.
Wow. That was so you've traveled even as a kid. You've traveled, and even as an adult, you've traveled. So you've been around the globe.
I got used to it early.
Early on.
I used to love to travel. But when my daddy said, we going to California, I was like, when? He said, April 10th. I was like, come on now, no more snow.
You ain't lying, because it's no slow. If you get snow in Cali, it's you go end of the world or something's going on that ain't right. You know.
Well, they do get, up in the mountain regions. They do
get. Yeah. Who did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Aretha.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I grew up listening to Mahalia Jackson because that was my mom's favorite.
Yeah.
And my dad's favorite was James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so I listened to them. I listened to the Disney classics.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of movie musicals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I loved all the Motown stuff.
Wow.
All of them. The groups, the singles, all of them.
Wow. You have an amazing voice. It's theatrical. You do studio work. Your performance voice is just like big, beautiful, but then you can record these incredible, wonderful songs. You have one of the most incredible voices. So beautiful. And I can't wait.
Because I cannot read music to save my life. I've tried so many times to be like a sight reader so I could do commercials and stuff. But I did still get a few.
Right.
But I could not get the concept of reading music. So I figured God gave me the gift of my ear and to sing by heart. And that you do so well. Yes.
So I want to, so definitely everybody please remember this name, Portia G. It's called Portia Faces Life.
Yes.
And it was released in January 12th. Go get this album, download this album, but by all means, the brand new single, You'll Never Know. Y'all go
get it. Out now, but the new single is coming out July 3rd.
Okay, and that's what is it, Friday, right?
Yep.
So you got a brand new single coming out Friday.
Single is coming out July 3rd. It features a young man named Woo who is doing the rap to my, rapping with me. It's almost like the second part of the first song or something.
Okay.
He comes in and finally has something to say about all this I'm saying. And his father is Philip Woo.
Oh, I know who Philip Woo is.
Yes, you don't.
Oh, yes, of course.
And he played all the keyboards on my record.
Wow.
And this one wasn't produced by Makoto. It's produced by his son, who is an artist on his own, and his name is Next Out.
Okay, wonderful. Now, does the song that you drop on Friday, does it have a video already?
It does have a video.
Yes. Okay, great. Because if you can,
Show Me.
Okay, if we can get that before Friday,
you can add that.
We'll add this into the. We'll cut this part out, but we'll add that into the edit, into the production.
Okay.
It'll be all packaged in.
It'll be released on Friday.
Okay, so we'll wait after Friday.
As soon as I can.
That's perfect. That
would be great. I was wondering about that. I was like, this would be my first interview, and it would be great to have both of the singles in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, the single that drops on Friday is what's the name of
It's
it?
called Show Me.
Show Me. Okay, it drops this Friday, which is
Show Me featuring Woo.
Show Me featuring Woo.
Yes, and my media director, Jay, the boss Ross. Do you
Okay,
know him? Do you
sounds
know Jay?
familiar. Yeah.
You will. He's a great guy. He's
Okay.
the one that's getting me together on the social media side on how to promote myself, because he said that is the most important thing. And he said the fact that we have these videos is going to be a great tool.
Absolutely.
I think he's right, because I looked at, I've only been up on YouTube for 2 months, I think,
Uh huh.
and it's almost at 1,000. So
That's great.
I'm like, that's not too shabby.
That's not at all. Not at all. And the more, and honestly, there's so many people who know you that don't even know that they know you, and want,
Yes.
and if it could reach them, they'd look and listen, and get to feel and see those videos, and it penetrates feelings, and then people gravitate towards you. So,
Right.
so
And he was also saying that I got to let him know that Portia Griffin is Portia G.
right,
And
right.
I was like, thank you, Jay.
Yeah, that's right. Well, look, thank you so much for spending this a bit of time with
Well,
us.
this has been awesome.
for
Thank you for reaching back
oh
out. I'm
my
so
goodness.
glad God put it all together.
Didn't he though? He always puts it together at the right time. It's the 31st anniversary of School Days, and that's where I first met that beautiful vocal, and with Raymond Jones, our mutual friend that we both have for
Yes.
almost 30,
God
almost
bless
40,
you.
30 years, 30. Yeah, 30 years. I was 20 something
Wow.
when I moved to Los
I
Angeles.
was so heartbroken when he passed in 2011, man. I didn't know what to do. Because
It
we just talked about maybe 2 or 3 days before that, man. It was crazy.
Same here. We had talked about
Dance partners. My husband
wow.
loved Raymond as well. My husband at the time
Yeah.
loved Raymond as well. And he would allow me to go. He didn't care about dancing, but he would allow me to go out with Raymond dancing because he knew that's all it was.
It was
So
gonna be dancing and
it was
fun.
like freedom, you know.
Yeah.
And speaking of my husband, he mixed. The third single will be coming out October 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
and he mixed that. He's a Grammy Award-winning mixer named Khalik O Vision.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
So
beautiful.
you know him because he did second engineer on We Are the World.
Oh wow. Okay. Of course, the world knows who he is.
Holla at your girl.
I'll let you. Well, look, Portia. Thank you again so much. I love you to death.
Thank
You
you.
just so
It's so
special.
good to see and meet
So
you.
good to see and meet you.
I hope we can meet in person, and I hope that live
too.
shows come back together
Me too.
so I could maybe do some shows there in DC.
Oh my God! And I would love to. Hopefully, when all this moves out of the way, and you guys get back on the road, I would love to see you in the Sweet Inspirations.
Okay.
I would love to also see you.
when we have some gigs anywhere near you. Yes, I will.
Yeah, but I'd also like to see you. I'd love to see a show with
Yes.
just you, man. I would love to see
You know,
that.
I'm working on that. I ain't got nothing but time on my
I
hands.
know
right
that's
now. You know,
right.
I'm trying to work that out.
I know that's right. Well, thank you again so much for joining us today.
You,
Okay.
Radar Radio.
I know. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for joining us today for this special edition. I've wanted to get this young lady on this show for a long time because we are so fond of her music and her voice and the contribution that she's had on the legendary movie with Spike Lee, School Days. But she's got her own product out right now. Go out and download her brand new single, You'll Never Know. And she's got a brand new single coming out July the 3rd. That's the day before the 4th, y'all. So go download that. And also look up her videos on YouTube. They are slamming. I'm telling you. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Everybody, have a great 4th of July weekend.
Absolutely.
I got a little red on for you. Oh, wait a minute. You got blue on, too. The blue and the red. What? Everybody, have a good weekend, okay? Portia, love you. Thank you so much, okay?
Thank you, baby.
All right, we're out of here.
Show me the way. Listen, if I tried, would you be here as my guide? Would I take you for a ride? Well, that's not all I need to know. If you say you would be here always, I would pray and I pray and I pray. I want to know what to do. If you could show me the way, boy, you would show me the way. You show me the way. If I cry and I listen to your lies, would I get an alibi? Would we just ride the flow with tide? Do I care if you really wanna hear what I say? And oh, baby, you don't have to fear
I don't say it, but I show it. Misread you, thought you knew it. The persistence of my patience is align me with your essence. I don't question all these blessings. You know I've been the constant. I think about this often. It's only you I'm open with. My love, it has no opposite. I gotta let you know that I feel you inside of me. The only part my mama see. You my truth. Excuse me for my outbursts and my ignorance. It's only a reflection of my selfishness of wanting more of you. Wanna grow what you build, what you hear, what you live, what you touch your mind and your spiritual, not only your physical. Show me your lightness in the dark, and I'll give you the address to my heart. I'm ready to start, only if you
would you love